Hello, hello, and welcome to this episode of the Quintessence of Leadership. And I have the amazing Dr. Amy Stewart joining me today. I'm so happy that she was able to come on because, listen, this woman is busy, y'all, and she has a new program that just started like today or just like this week. Today's
Last
only
week.
Wednesday, so it just started. And she was like, "Oh, Alicia, I'm hoping I can make it." And so I just want to thank her for stepping away because she literally just stepped into the other room. You'll learn more about what she does and why this is so powerful that she actually stepped into the other room and is able to spend this time with us today. So, welcome, Dr. Amy. So happy you're here.
Yay. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
are welcome. You are welcome. So, my friend, you are amazing. You are a community leader. You're a visionary. You're an educator. You are just a lovely woman of God. Just all of those things. And I think personally, that's what makes you so absolutely delicious, so absolutely powerful at the work that you do. So, can you share a little bit with our audience, those that are live and those that are on replay, a little bit about yourself? Because you never do it justice. My lens from you is personal, loving, and also professional. But I'd love for you to share a little bit about yourself with our peeps.
Yes. So I was a public school teacher for about 14 years and I left in 2019. And it's all about God's timing because what
Mhm.
happened in the spring or winter of 2020? COVID. And God had already pulled me out. So I started
Mm.
an evening overnight childcare center. And I remember it being the January, February of 2020. We had been open about a year and a half and we were not making the bills. I was still Lyft driving. I was Lyft driving with a doctorate while I was building my business for about 2 years. And overnights in Baltimore and DC, picking up people, taking them to work. So that was the reality of walking away from my steady job and
Wow.
walking in what, I felt God was calling me to. And I
Yeah.
remember saying, God, you got to move or I have to
Mm.
go back in the classroom. And then COVID hit and the state of Maryland paid for all essential workers. Now, if you know anything about essential workers, they work evening and overnights. So within 90 days, Nightwatch boomed. We filled up and we're about to open up a new center. We're about to move into a new space. We have a triple digit wait list. Like God just really moved on this.
Wow.
Yeah. Like we're going to be full when we move. So praise God. um, but the other piece is, I left teaching and I was teaching high school. So I went from teaching high
Mm.
school to littles. And you might think, well, why did I do that? God was really calling me out. I was seeing a lot of issues. I worked in alternative school. I saw a
Okay.
lot of injustices with the kids and just the education was just a waste of time. It wasn't working. It wasn't working
Yeah.
for the teachers. It wasn't working for the kids. It was a lot of court ordered attendance and like nobody wants to be forced to do something like that.
Wow.
So anyway, God pulled me out. And as I was sharing with you earlier, we started our day program last week. And that's through my nonprofit organization, the Owl's Nest Learning Hub. And again, just walking in God's path, walking in his way and really letting him be the CEO. He has blessed us with $250,000 to start this program. What nonprofits get the $250,000 dropped in their lap to say, hey, start this program? And I mean, from laptops to transportation, so we can feed these kids. They're bringing their kids. We do lunch. We literally have everything we need and it can pay me and pay staff and pay, all
Yes.
these things that we need to get kids signed up into an online high school program so that they can finish their high school diploma. So, and like I was sharing with you before we hopped on, one of the young ladies was actually one of my students at the alternative school before I quit. So just to kind of see it come full circle where,
Mm.
I saw the injustices with
Yes.
her specifically. And then
Yes.
God to just kind of keep us in touch. And now all these years later, she's able to come back and it's just, we're picking right back up where we left off. So it's just a
Yes.
blessing.
I think that is, what I'm hearing too is walking in your gifting, your mission, your anointing, and your mantle.
Yes.
And when we walk in that space of what we're called to do, right? Not trying to duplicate someone else, but being exactly who you are, Dr. Amy, and how God is moving you in this season and that season before. He set you up. He knew COVID was coming. There was no surprise there. And you were able to create these opportunities for students, right? For your students, for these students now currently coming back, finishing their high school diplomas. You were able to create opportunities for essential workers, overnights, all of that. What's the name of your school again? Please give me the name.
So our center is called the Nightwatch Childcare. That's our evening and overnight center. Our day program is called the Owl's Nest Learning Hub.
Wow.
With the Nightwatch, it's like owls and possums and raccoons, like little
Yes.
So we thought, okay, we'll do Owl's Nest Learning Hub. That'll be our daytime program.
That is cool.
Another one of our participants was actually one of our original Nightwatch kids. So when we got him, he was about 11, 12 years old. Now he's 18 and he has a young one himself. So he's actually been working with my husband to try to get into an apprenticeship program. He's finished his high school diploma.
Yes.
But we got a baby, you know, so it's like, okay, but once a Nightwatch kid, always a Nightwatch kid. So just to be able to, from a business standpoint, say, hey, I don't want to just offer services to families when the kids are young, but how can I keep them as a customer?
Wow.
All the way through. So we have figured out a way to essentially, once you're enrolled with us, we have services for you all the way through.
Oh my goodness, just serving and serving and serving the community, really giving back to the community too. Because as you said, you're in that DMV area, right? And so you're in Maryland.
We're in the Maryland part. DMV probably doesn't claim us. We're on the Eastern Shore. We're all over by the ocean. So we don't claim the other side. They don't pay mind to us.
Yeah, I hear you.
Close enough, I guess.
I love it. So, I mean, but it started from one seed, right? It was one seed. And now this seed has proliferated because you have been walking in it. You have been expanding it. You've been listening. And the way that you have been, funding, I want to also bring to the forefront. Funding didn't just fall in your lap, Dr. Amy. You have been seeking it. You have been connecting with people. You have been building relationships, building rapport. You have been verbal and vocal with what you need. I want to talk a little bit about that because I think so many people do not believe networking works, but there is a way to network. As you and I both are very similar in thought, we are not transactional, we are relational. Right. And so I'd love to know a little bit about kind of that networking piece, because I want individuals to understand that networking is not dead. However, there is a way to build rapport, relationships, and it's not about casting a net and just grabbing all the fish you can. It's really about that quality. So can you speak a little bit about that? I would love for you to.
Yeah, sure. When networking for me, when it relates to bringing in money, I'll just put those two together. When people come to me and say, Amy, how did you? And I'm like, you're not ready for the work. It's the same as if I wanted to lose 100 pounds. You got to go to the gym every day and eat right. Everybody knows the answer. How do I get connected with these people who know about funds? I show up. I go to the in-person. I'm not just hiding on Facebook and LinkedIn. Like I go to the things that maybe I don't want to go to. I serve on committees that might not be obviously connected to me. For instance, I served on the city committee for sustainability. It was the recycling people. Okay. And does that really connect with me? No, but who was on there? There was a city representative. I need to know who these people are. I got to pay attention to how things are funded. I got to pay attention to how decisions are made in my city. And then at some point, one opened up for our youth advisory committee. So I hopped on that. I'm also on the committee for the city zoo. Hopped on that. That's education and families. So that city committee, that first one wasn't open for me because one, I learned how those things work with quorums and voting and, how do you even get on it? And how does that work with the city council and the county council and all of those things? I was taking notes. It was like the best free education I could get. And I was serving my community. And then I was kind of able to, put my education spin on it and they were appreciative of it. But, initially, you might go to something and you think, do I really need to be here? And it's like, yes, because there's going to be other individuals there that could connect you to something else. So now people at the city level know who I am. They know about my business because I've been on these committees. So when things come up, maybe it's an RFP with the city. So we just got one. I got the email about it today to offer mental health assessments for kids in the area. Perfect, right?
Oh,
but
awesome.
People said, hey, have you seen that RFP? You should apply. Have you seen it? It's available because I'm out here. And when it comes to networking and then tying it to money, there's It's like an orchard. Do you want an herb garden result or do you want an orchard result? And an orchard result takes years. And there's going to be years where you don't see anything and you don't think you're making a difference. And all of a sudden you have apples. And so I have been doing this stuff since 2019 when, and then when 2020 happened and there was all this money for vulnerable populations and they were doing food giveaways, we were showing up. We were showing up, the Maryland Scholarship Program for childcare for free vouchers. We were showing up with stickers and goodies and things, and the people started to know who we were.
Yes.
So even though it might not have been transactional, we were creating an influence. We were creating an in-person presence. And I think sometimes we can forget about that because it's so easy to hop on social media. Oh, I post on social media. That's not enough. It's not, if you have a brick and mortar and you are in the community and active, it's just not enough. If that's what you're looking to do. And we're a brick and mortar. We have 2 brick and mortars. I got to be outside. I got to be doing things. So, again, it's going to be long-term. And then you start building rapport and relationships with other people. So when I'm preparing grants, like they may ask me for a mental health provider. I can't just cold call somebody.
Right.
Say, hey, you want to do a year-long program with me? I've never met you.
Right.
Now I have relationships with people that I've been working with for years that we already have an MOU. We already have an understanding. I say, hey, look, we partnered on this project, but I put in the MOU. Are you comfortable with me applying for more? With that scope of whatever you're offering. And they say, absolutely. So I get to make a phone call today and say, hey, we got another one. Like, let's go. And so they're appreciative of that. So, and then I know people will keep me in mind. Something comes along.
Dr. Amy, that is a really rich answer. And I think so many people miss that part. You've got to, from me, my background is STEM. So we had this part, and I was a scientist, preparatory to research. Like there's that preparatory piece. And that's what I'm hearing. You are preparing for the actual outcome that you want to see, right? You want to partner with others on grants and have opportunities and for people to know your name, but you prepare yourself by saying yes to in-person opportunities, yes to being uncomfortable, right? Hey, who doesn't want to stay in their jammies and sit down on their couch and maybe drink some tea or coffee or maybe have a glass of wine? Who doesn't want to do that instead of going out here to continuously create relationships? But those relationships, as you're saying, create opportunity, they create funding, they create economic opportunity even for your staff, right? So now you can pay your staff, you can bring on more staff. So you're actually giving back to the community. There are programs that you can be a part of. There's impact that you're having sitting on these boards. So it is really an ecosystem of giving and receiving. And so I just want people to really hear that you're intentional, right? You're not saying yes to everything.
No.
But you're clear on me saying yes to this will yield a particular result. And
I will say, at first, I said yes to everything.
Okay, keep it real.
I needed to get out there, So yes, I said yes to the sustainability committee because I knew it was going to lead to something else.
There you go.
It was a 2-year commitment. I knew I could meet some people. We were getting off the computer, we were getting off of Zoom, we were meeting at and those are people that I now see on other committees. I see out at community events. They know, oh, she's the Nightwatch lady. She's the nighttime daycare. Like they know who we are because I did those things. Yes. The other piece is when I first started the business, I was just trying to keep the lights on. And now I'm at a point where God's giving me a very clear vision of having this campus where families can come, whether they are teen parents, young parents, finishing high school, homeschool, and then we have the nighttime piece too. We have, my bread and butter is single moms. Yes. So, be able to drop their kids off and work. We have one young mom we've had since the beginning, and she works overnights. So she can be present for her little one during the day and go on field trips and all of those things. And she's been with us. She was at our open house when we very first opened. Wow. So we've had him since he was 4. Wow. He's 12 now,
Wow.
Last year with us. But anyway, all that to say is that I've gotten more clear on it. So now 7 years later, no, I don't say yes to everything. So now it's more education based. Now it's more local government based because again, I want to follow the money and see, how is everybody else getting these contracts and how are people getting these bids and how can we be a part of that? So I I want to learn. So
Yeah,
I go to
yeah.
certain things now.
I love that. And it's strategy. And it was when you start, like you're saying, you do in the beginning, you kind of do have to cast that wide net until you have a deeper understanding and clarity of where your lanes reside. Because you're very clear now on your swim lanes.
Right,
But in the
exactly.
beginning, like you said, you were like, we just got to keep these lights on. We got to see
I
what's
just got to
going.
get in. I just want to get in the door.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. And just even to your point, even after COVID, it's here 2025. People are still trying to hold on, I'm seeing, to that virtual piece a little. It's done,
yeah,
right? Like it's time to get out, to create rapport. Like you said, there's going to be some Teams meetings, there's going to be some Zoom meetings. That's all great. But if you really want to build relationship, you really want to tap into and step into opportunity, it's going to be those face-to-face. People want to know who you are. People want to know who they're dealing with on a very personal level. They want to make sure your mission, your values align with who they are. And so I really appreciate that work that you're doing, that personal work, that in person, and then these children and the parents, and it's just really going to have, what I see, an impact, a legacy impact, right? Just
yeah.
beyond the today, beyond the
Mhm.
today. So what's on the horizon for you? So you're okay. When are you moving into the new building? Okay.
So,
Yes.
hopefully October,
Okay.
November the latest. We have been waiting
Okay.
on this for a year, but again, God's timing. I signed a lease back in September of last year and gave them
Okay.
$30,000, and we've been waiting. But again, God's timing, because in that time, $250,000 has landed in our lap. Well, when I say landed in our lap, we apply for grants every single week.
There
Every
you go. Keep that true. Please
We
share
apply
that.
for grants every single week. So that's how it fell into our
Yeah.
lap. But again, all
Proverbial
God's
fell.
timing. So it's to the point
Yeah.
where when we move, I have every classroom full. Everything's been paid for.
Mm, mm.
These programs all have been paid for. The new space, we're going to have a huge downstairs. Again, it's triple the size we have now, a beautiful backyard, but we're going to have offices upstairs. And we got a grant from our, it's called the Community Foundation. They have
Okay.
various ones throughout the country. I think they're like
Okay.
federal, whatever. But anyway, we got a
Okay.
little grant to create learning suites. So they're going to be
Wow.
upstairs. So we're going to have these beautiful spaces where parents can come, drop their kids off downstairs, go upstairs, work on their high school diploma.
Oh my
They're
God.
just in college, so kind of like a YMCA. You can come,
Yes.
drop your kids off, use our facilities. Um,
Yes.
and then, like I said, we're going to have homeschool programs. It's just going
Yeah.
to be the school I always wanted. So
Right.
that's on the horizon.
Right. And it's funny you said that, the school you always wanted, because what I find is that we create what we didn't have.
Yes, I know.
Right? Like that's what so each of us in our own swim lane, we are creating what we didn't have to create a better tomorrow
Yeah.
for our communities, for our children, for our loved ones, for everyone involved. Because it is my hope that, and I know this was a conversation at one time, then I think crazy COVID and all the things hit, but it is my hope that you are still looking at franchising this, as
Oh,
you,
absolutely. Yeah.
okay, wonderful.
We want to have the whole big thing up and
Yes,
running, because
yes.
I am finding that childcare centers that are franchised, they offer a pre-K option, and that's how they're able to be profitable. Your
Okay.
typical childcare center is not profitable. They really all
Gotcha.
should just be nonprofit, in my opinion. If I could go back and done it again, I'd have been a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And then there also has been a lot of federal money. So there's multiple states that are now offering free pre-K. They've linked it up with the high school, like the big blueprint stuff that's been trickled down to the states. So in my area, there have been a lot of childcare centers that have lost business because why am I going to pay childcare when
Right.
I come pick them up and feed them breakfast and lunch and a snack at the
Got
public
it.
school?
Got it.
And then so that pushes our childcare centers to take a lot more infants, which that's a ratio issue. So now they're
Yes, it
charging
is.
$150 a week for an infant. And I'm like, whew, now praise God, again, walking in God's purpose. We're an
Yeah.
evening overnight center. So we were not impacted by that any at
Yes.
all. Praise God.
Yes.
But anyway, I need another way to make it profitable if I'm going to
Right.
sell this off to somebody. Now, with
Right.
us being open evening overnight, we're essentially open 2 shifts. We have parents who do second shift, parents who do third shift. So
Yeah.
most centers just do day shift. So
Right.
we're able to generate twice as much revenue because we're
Got
open
it.
so long.
Right.
So we're still kind of finishing it out, because if I want somebody to buy it, I need to be profitable. I don't
Right.
want, and I want it to be effortlessly profitable. I don't want
Mm.
somebody sucking all the money out of it and not paying their staff properly, because
Right.
ain't nobody trying to do that either.
No, and
That's
we
not
don't
my
do that.
watch. That's not
Yeah.
Amy.
No, that's not Dr. Amy. Amy doesn't play that.
No.
I love that. And so I'm hearing like making sure that that people are cared for and they can care for their families too, right?
Yeah.
And so you have the desire and the willingness and the know-how as you're doing now to create this framework so that, like you said, when they get the handbook, they're like, oh, we can implement immediately and it's profitable immediately.
Exactly.
And I want to go back to something that you said as we're kind of beginning to wrap up here. You were talking about how you apply for grants every week.
Yes.
And I think I really want to kind of pin that a little bit, because people will say, Dr. Amy, you and I both know this. Oh, you just got that because you knew somebody, or how did you all of a sudden? So we have a whole process here since 2019. We have rapport building. We have intentional positioning, being in certain rooms, being on committees, showing up even when you don't want to, right? We have brick and mortar. We have putting $30,000 down on a property that you're still not in, right? We have all of these things. So I want people to hear that this is a process. This is not, sometimes, you can be a successful business owner, right? Entrepreneur, and people think it just magically happened for you. They see the glory, but they don't know the story. And so I really want to make sure they are understanding the story, the efforting, the teamwork, right? The vision, the sleepless nights, the crying, the stress,
The
right?
praying,
The praying.
the releasing it to God. In 2022, I had that was my Amy, do you understand what I've given you? Get it together. Yeah. And I said, Lord, I literally had the lady who officiated my wedding come, and I had her. She comes every couple months and puts oil all over this place and prays. I really had to rededicate my business, maybe just dedicate it to my business, to God. I was carrying it all on my shoulders. And when I started doing that, it took the pressure off. And God will release the funds. You just got to apply. And I'm watching. And I mean, sometimes it's 2,000, sometimes it's 250,000.
Right.
We apply. But when I use the example of people want to lose weight. Oh, how did you lose all that weight? People want to hear things like, oh, I ate shredded wheat for 2 weeks and dropped 80 pounds. That's what people really want you to say.
They really do. They really do.
And so when people come to me and say, Amy, how did you get those grants? And I say, well, I actually have a 30-day calendar. Here you go. Do it. Well, I don't got time for that.
See?
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Because when I get another one, and you see another one, and it's the end of the year and we've brought in $1 million in grants that I don't have to pay back. It takes time. You got to do it every day. And the network, it's not anything you don't know. If somebody's watching this show, they already know this.
Yes.
They already know the value of it. They already know you got to apply. You got to have the network. You got to have the MOUs ready. You have to have people ready. When I call and say, hey, you ready to start this program? Absolutely. Because we've built that trust. Yes. It cannot be cold calls and you're rushing around calling the Judy Center or your local elementary school and saying, hey, I know you don't know me. That ain't going to work.
No, ma'am.
You got to show up. Call the elementary school and say, hey, when are you guys having an event? How can I serve you guys? Can I show up? And then maybe a year goes by of you showing up with them. Then maybe you can get somebody on a call to say you want to partner up. Yeah. But you have to do those steps. Yeah. And you just have to get in the headspace that it will come. It will come.
Yes, it will. I appreciate you really shedding light on that, because I think that is a missing piece for a lot of people. There's a gap in the middle there, and they think it's going to come tomorrow because they did it yesterday. No, it's a process. And so you are really solidifying that, but that's that preparation. You're preparing for the profitability, right? And you're preparing for all of the processes that you are creating that are going to change the world. So it's so important, because sometimes we don't invest in things, whether it's time, money, energy. We don't invest in things because we don't see it today, because we live in a microwave society. Let's be clear. We want it just hit 30 seconds and it's oh, the popcorn's popped, right? Oh, the money is there. It's not reality. Yeah.
And I get denied for a lot of them too.
Oh, say that.
I mean, I probably get turned down for more than I've gotten. But again, it only takes one. It only takes 125,000 to get you moving. It only takes another 105,000. It only takes one or two. And, me, instead of trying to run around and get, maybe a membership where I'm getting, $100 per person or whatever. It's God's you're better. Like
Yes.
this is what you're good at. Like you're good
Larger.
at grant writing
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
People ask me all the time, Amy, how much do you charge? I don't.
You're like, it's for me.
It's for me. Because if I spend time writing it for you and you don't get it, you're going to blame me.
Exactly.
You need to apply for them all the time. And you can't afford me to apply for 2 to 3 grants for you every week. You can't afford me.
Gosh.
And that's okay. And that's okay. So you can do it yourself between Chat, Otter, where you can dictate all of your notes and all your ideas and thoughts. And then you use Chat to help you really just iron it out and then comb through it. You'll be the final person. Don't let the robots do it. No. But and have a consistent schedule. Just like if you were trying to lose weight, you got to work out, stick to the meal plan. And then in 6 months, you can go get new clothes.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So y'all hear Dr. Amy, she's saying, use AI to support you. Don't let AI do the work, because you ain't going to win the grant if you do that, because they can, it sounds like a robot. You need it to, but it can help you flesh out ideas and what you're trying to say. So I love that you brought that piece up, utilizing AI to help you, but don't just let it do the lifting. Right. Because
even things like, people are like, oh, an MOU, what is that? I don't know how to write one of those up. Get Chad to help you.
Chatty is amazing. Mine is Chadwick. Amazing.
Whichever. But when they're saying, oh, you got to come up with this type of, letter and this, that, the other, and don't get nervous. Google it. What is it? Like if God has brought you this far to be a business owner, and or C-level, or like whatever it is you're doing, like, don't you think he's also going to give you the tools to figure it out? And I feel like there's a lot of people that will say, well, I'm not going to do it because I don't know what that means. Look it up.
Yes. Look it up. Do the work. And listen, like my friend, Dr. Graham says, if it's God's will, it is his bill. Amen. So he will foot the bill for you.
Right. Yeah. And I've watched it happen. I mean,
you're a recipient. Right. You are in the work. And then he's like, okay, now I'm going to exceed.
Right.
I love it. So Dr. Amy, as we're wrapping up, so I know you started your program, you got to go back into that other room. Thank you for stepping away. We greatly appreciate you. As we're wrapping up, what is it? Is there a thought? Is there a quote? Is there a sentiment that you would like to leave our audience with for today?
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. When he puts something in your heart, it's not just you. You need to understand that, like, it was divinely inspired in you, which means he already has the plan for it. So staying up and stressing and, oh, I'm gonna pull money out of my 401k, or oh, I'm not gonna pay myself this week. Like, you're trying to do it yourself.
Wow.
And you worry. And what you're saying, and it's challenging when you have been. I have all the degrees,
right?
Like, I think I'm so smart. I think I know everything. I was leaning in my own understanding, and it was my business. So now when I, start to stress about money, God's like, you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Wow.
Do you want to stress and worry? Because if not, I got other things to do. But if you're going to let me handle it, then stop stressing and just show up every day.
Yes.
So that's what I will leave.
Thank you. So you all hear that. Stressing is not going to bring the money, right? Leaning into your lane of impact, your zone of impact, as I call it, and really walking it out and just doing your work, doing the best you can. Let God meet and exceed you. So thank you, Dr. Amy, for joining us. Tell the kids thank you. Tell the staff thank you for holding it down while you were on this LinkedIn Live with us. We absolutely appreciate you. And I am so excited for people to connect with you. You can connect with her on LinkedIn. We're going to have all her contact information below too. If you have a child that wants to get on the wait list, she did say that it is a triple digit. You have over 300 people on the wait list.
Triple digits. So we're like 120. So not quite 300.
Okay. Wait. I was going 300.
Only take 60. And we already have 25. So anyway, but
come on, God, won't he do it?
Look, my realtor, he sent another email saying, hey, there's another one open, turnkey ready. And I'm like,
let's see. Let's see what the plans are. I love it. So please connect with Dr. Amy Stewart. She is amazing. A biggest heart, as you can see. She gives, she loves, and she donates. She is a community advocate, an entrepreneur, a woman of God, and just an all-around amazing individual. So thank you, Dr. Amy, and we'll catch you next time, folks. Thanks for joining us. Bye. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Do you have some thoughts, comments, questions as well? Drop them below. I'd love to hear them and actually respond to you as well. Don't forget to hit that little bell that you see because it'll notify you next time any new opportunities are posted to this channel. So, thank you again, and until next time, remember, continue to build trust to transform, whether it's transforming your community, your home, your business, your workplace, your voice is required. Looking forward to seeing you then. Bye.